here's an update. We've got all the cattle panels attached to the existing steel fence. The steel fence has been painted white all the way down. So all but this piece, the neighbors next door, or the neighbor kids next door helped us paint. We got all the top rails painted white and secured down to where they're gonna be, except for this one, which has a stripped screw in it, so I need to figure out how to get that out. Probably just have to send the hubby out to do it. But we got the top rail attached all over there. We need to cut for those back panels, but it's coming along. Really, if we get a door put on here, which you see I have the door, and we get this gate put on, we could put the goats in there. But we're just waiting to get it all complete, because if we put them in before we're 100% satisfied with it, then we'll probably never finish it. So we're still gonna do a rail right here, even though I think it looks fine just doing the top rail, and that should stop the horses. I have noticed that the goats really like to rub on fences to scratch their sides and such, and I want to put a mid rail just to support that paneling, so the goats don't rub on that and then cause it to pop loose and then out with the horses, because the horses not a fan of the goats. So that's our update on that. Okay, so we started with a 2x6 frame. I cut the boards to 54.5 inches. The hole measured 55.5 to 56 inches wide. So we've got this as a frame. What I did, just did angle screws right here, and then this way to hold them together. I'm going to paint this, and then we will add the wire to go across, the goat wire, and then we're going to put a 2x4 right here all the way down and box out the whole thing, so secure the wire. We may do cross braces across if we need to. We'll just see if we can go as light as possible. But let me show you how it fits in the opening. Okay, so here's the dry fit. As you can see, it fits pretty good. My issues are there's a little more gap here than I had intended, and mainly because I intended this not to sit on this post, but inside this post. But I forgot to account for the footing under the coop. I always seem to do this stuff like this. So my options were originally, I wanted to have it swing this way, so that way I can bring the goat in from this area right into that area. See that nice little easy? And I didn't want to have to squeeze myself between the coop and the gate if the gate swung in. But now, looking at that, I don't like that gap. I don't love it overlapping over this post, because that means it'll only ever be able to swing out this way. So I need to think about this. The other option is I can mount it to the coop, parlor, whatever, and then it could swing out from there, swing that way, which is what my husband wanted to do. Maybe he's right, but gosh darn it, I'm not telling him. So anyways, that's one option, is I can do it that way. But this is why you dry fit. It's gonna fit. I can't do anything bigger because of that footing right there. I can't do anything bigger. So I've got to either adjust the swing, or I can always just put another board right here to fill that gap some. I mean, they could get their head stuck through there, but that's about it, if even. So anyways, that's that. So I got this painted. I've got my wire right here that I need to cut to fit. And I've got these cut, and they're the length, which is 44 inches, plus the width of one 2x4. So it came out to 47, just under a half. So I cut them all four the same length, and they'll line and hold the wire onto this frame. And what I did is I ended up going to Home Depot and getting a clearance paint that was there. I got the one that was closest to white. It's a little bit gray, but it's close and it's good. It only cost me $9 versus their normal $30 to $40. And I also painted this door using some samples that I had just laying around the house. Some of these. And one of these did 2 coats on one side of the door, plus I still have extra. So that's how I painted that for free. And I painted this and that for $9. So not a bad deal. update. We finally got the bottom rail put on and painted. We topped off our post to be level with the top rail. So our goat pen is 99% finished. We've got all those rails done, all the fencing done. It's nice and secure, so that way when the goats push up against it, they can't pop it loose. We even went ahead and put in some winter rye grass, which has come up beautifully, so that they're not standing in mud over the winter. They don't really eat the rye grass very much. They might graze on it a little bit, but they prefer their food and alfalfa. So this is the finished look of it, and I'll go get video from the very front. The finished product.